guys, it's me, it's your girl, Pearl, and I told you I was going to be back, and I am. I did what I said, and I said what I did. Whatever. Okay, anyway, I'm back, and I hope that my last video was helpful to any of you out there who've gone through a breakup, or going through one right now, or you just got broken up with last night. That might be the case with you. I felt like I didn't want to put another video out that was based solely on me, but I do feel like I'm in a better place mentally now than I was before. And so looking at that, I was like, maybe I should share some of the things that I did, or some of the things that were gifted to me by people and friends that helped me get over the hump, or over the depression part of it and the grieving part. As of right now, I'm not crying at night. I'm not waking up. Well, I never did wake up thinking about him, but you know, it's a loss. So you miss people for whatever reason. But I thought I'd give you a few tips on what I did, and here they go. So number one, now mind you, none of these are set in stone. None of these are like, this is what you have to do. I am not a psychologist. I don't know, none of those things. I am just sharing what worked for me to help me on my journey. And hopefully, if you're going through anything like this, I don't know if it could apply to other things in your life, but if it does, hey, you got it here. And I got it from some people who were friends of mine. So, and from just being able to sit around and actually think without calling him a dingleberry now, a dingleberry hanging around. So, number one, now each one of these steps may take you a year in between, and that's fine, right? But I just thought I'd put them out there. So maybe one of them may click and you may be like, that's what I need to do. So step number one that helped me was give yourself time to grieve and reflect. Sit in your sadness. Sit in your pain, as Ayanla likes to say. I don't watch her all the time, but sometimes, I mean, especially that quote means a lot.
Miss Cynthia. Don't do that. Let her go. Let her go. Let her sit in it. She's got to feel it. Otherwise, she's going to think her way out of it. Let her go, Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia, let her go.
Because a lot of times during a breakup, you don't want to, you want to just take all the blame that like you did everything wrong, or if you were different, things would be different, whatever. Throw that out of your mind. Basically, what you need to do, I took 2 days off of work. Probably should have taken a week, but because I went back to work and I was still, somebody would make a movement and I'd be thinking, oh, dingleberry, and I would have to run to the bathroom crying. Somebody would say something in a certain way, I run to the bathroom crying. Sometimes you need to be in your fortress of solitude, like Superman, for a minute, to just take in the sadness, accept the fact that it has happened, and that you're here now, and you're going to have to move forward at some point. But give yourself some days. Give yourself a while to just sit in it, to do not hold back crying. If you need to cry, you cry. If you need to yell at the sun and the moon and the stars, you do that as well. But do that before you go out into the world, because sometimes when you go out into the world, it's just too much, and it can bring you right back to the place you were when it was actually happening, and that's what you don't want. Number two, change your environment. I had not thought about that until I talked to my friend, and he had gone through something that was he went through something that was a lot, maybe, I don't know. It was bad, but that was one of the things he told me over the phone. He was like, change your environment, change your furniture around. What helped me was selling all the stuff, getting it out of here. I think the actual action of selling it and seeing it go across the counter, or putting it in a box and shipping it away, and moving things around, wallpapering my bedroom, that did everything. Putting curtains up in my bedroom, that changed how I felt when I woke up in the morning. I didn't even expect to see him over there because everything was different. But yeah, you have to do that because it's torture. And I feel like to a certain extent, it's disrespectful of the person that dumps you to leave and leave everything there for you to, it's like wreckage after, it's like destruction after a war. Like, why would you leave me with all of these things to sit and ponder and think about you? That's just disrespectful to you. So you have to look at that too. Like, what is this person saying to you by leaving all these things? So please change your environment. If you need to move, move. If you can't move, switch your furniture around. Put your bed at the other end of the room or something. Do that. But do something in that manner. And that also is cathartic. It will help you to physically change where you are at, and it'll also, that physical change will actually help your headspace to move forward. Ting. Okay, explore different things. Okay, there might be things, I was in a relationship for 13 years. There were some things that Dingleberry would say, oh, I never go do that. I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? And so, of course, me, well, maybe it's not so cool to do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So, since now you have the opportunity, you're by yourself. You have yourself. Now that you have the time, go experience some things. Go explore. Go do some things. Go to some places that you said you wanted to go that you didn't get a chance to go because of that other person. And you might find out that you like something different. You might find out, and it might expand your mind. And also, you might meet somebody there. But anyway, that's just wait, okay? But anyway, that will help you maybe, and you might find out there's some things that you just don't like, and maybe there's a reason why you didn't do them. But do that. That will help you also get off your ass and get out into the world, right? Without tears. Improve yourself. And in that, I'm saying, like, it can be mental or physical. If you want to start working out, if you want to start focusing on your skin, which is what I'm doing, your skin, your body, your anything. Like I do have a gym membership, but I go to work so early in the morning, and I get off at a time where I just want to sit down. So I want to do workouts at home, but I don't necessarily want to go to the gym and work out. But do improve yourself in every way. And I'm talking about mental as well. Meditate. Spend some time with your own brain, just listening to yourself and to your body. And that can move mountains. Literally, I wouldn't trade my yoga in the morning for anything. I'll fight you over my yoga. My yoga is really helping me through this a lot. I have found turning to that has helped me mentally in coping. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but a lot of these things, like, you just have to sit back and pick and choose which ones at what point in your journey you need them. You might not even be going through something and think that, this could benefit me as a person, period. Poo. I said introspection as number 7. Sometimes introspection can hurt you because sometimes you go too deep and then you start blaming yourself for things that happened in the relationship. This is not the time to do that. Nothing is always one-sided unless someone is putting hands on you. So I'm pretty sure there are things that I might have said or done, or things that I might have taken the wrong way that he said to me. I can't put 100% of the blame on him, but I can put 100% of blame of the breakup on him. I can, and I will, and I just did. But what you want to do is, the introspection is just to say, to validate yourself, to validate the feelings you're having, to literally look at what you're saying in your head and know that you are going to find somebody else. Know, if you want that you are going to be healthy by yourself. And it's okay to be by yourself, at least for a little bit. It's okay. I don't stay on the shelf long, so. Okay. Learn from the breakup. There are lessons to be learned from every time something like this happens. It is sad, and it's basically like someone has been unalived around you that you loved and cared for, and a bandage was ripped off, and you have a wound that's gushing blood. It's like you have a void in you. And it's all because a person decided they did not want to be in your life anymore. And that's fine. We all have our little circles. We have our circles, and sometimes these circles overlap. And when the circles overlap, you take that person in, and their little circle becomes part of your circle. But when that's ripped apart very quickly, it doesn't have time to heal, and you have a lot of open wounds and feelings that don't know where to go. That was my problem. I would sit and I had so many thoughts and so many feelings that would rush in at one time that I didn't know what to do with them. But I found out that just sitting in silence, that goes back to improving yourself mentally. Sitting in silence, there's something to be said for that. And just listening to what your body is telling you, listening to what your mind is saying. Now, if your mind is taking you to a bad place, you better snatch it back. You better snatch it back, because there are good things on the horizon for all of us. This person just happened to not be the one, even though it took 13 years. Just happened to not be the one, and that's fine. And they may find the one somewhere else that gives them some type of disease. So learn the lessons from the breakup. Listen to what has happened in the breakup itself, so that way you don't carry baggage onto your next relationship. That's the worst, because I hear so many people say, oh, that triggers me and I just can't, because my ex before my ex used to say that to me, and now I just can't let anybody say that to me. No. Maybe that's something you need to look at. Like, don't carry that baggage into the next relationship. Don't bring negativity to the next relationship. Don't harden your heart so that you miss out on the next relationship, because that's very easy to do because you're bitter. And that's a valid way to feel after someone rips your heart out. Yeah. Okay. Reconnect with old friends, and also people that you wanted to connect with but that you weren't able to because Dingleberry was in the way. So, like, there were people that I felt like, wow, this person is perfect for me, and I didn't pursue it because I was a faithful person. So I didn't pursue a lot of things that could have been wonderful for me, but I did not. And but reconnect with old friends. I've reconnected with so many people that I drifted away from and drifted apart from, and I'm so thankful for that, because they are actually the people that have helped propel me forward. They're still calling me saying, I'm worried about you, I hope you're okay. And I'm sitting over here like, girl, I'm fine. Girl, I'm fine. And doing better, feeling better, actually. But that's what you don't, you want to reconnect with people. You want to pick up that phone. You'd be surprised how many people are willing to be a support system to you in a time of need like this. And it also will show you who are actually your friends and who are not. That they will definitely show themselves in a situation like this. So reconnect with people. Number 10, and hopefully you get to this point. I am at this point now where I just love myself to death. I never really stopped loving myself. I just kind of forgot who I was. And that's another thing you cannot do in a relationship, is forget who you are, and forget what you are bringing to the table. Because if you forget that, then why would the person remember who you are? Why would they remember your fire or what you bring to the table if you don't know yourself. You just so busy trying to please them that you forget who you are in the situation. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. The best times that I had with my dingleberry was when I was being my very authentic self, and I could see in his eyes that he was happy to see that in me. And that was also one of the things I told him during the breakup. I said, I've never been with anybody that I felt that I was my authentic self except for with him. Now, did I lose her? I did. I lost her. But girl, she back. She back. This is just a bonus one, but this is very important. Since there is definitely a void that you feel during this time, I would say get a pet, because honestly, I could not have made it out of the bed the first day if it weren't for my baby, Ollie. I would not have been. I love getting phone calls and text messages and people loving on me and caring about me and showing support. But there's something about looking into the eyes of something that loves you unconditionally, no matter what, will always be there for you. And I'm telling you, they need to check him because for high blood pressure, because he licked so many tears off of this face that his salt intake went through the roof. But even if you can't accept the responsibility of a dog, it's a lot of responsibility. I am the type of person, I needed him because I needed something to care for. And our bond has become so elevated because of it. And so if you can't accept the responsibility of a dog or a cat, cats are a little less responsibility, but get a fish. Get a turtle. Get something that you can love on, that will look at you and just love you no matter what. No matter what your hair looks like, your breath smells like. If you ain't showered, like, they don't care. They just want to be near you and around you. So fill that void with some animal positivity. I guarantee you it will help you. It definitely helped me. It's like he breathed life into me. It's like when he woke up that next morning, like, hey, let's go outside. It was like, but I did it. And I'm so happy that I did. So I hope that these last two videos are helpful for anyone who is, like I said, who's going through this, if you are the person breaking up with the person, I have no words for you. No, I'm just saying. Everybody has their reasons for whatever they do. And just know in your life that people come into your life for a reason every single time. I don't care if it's a homeless person on the street that happens to say something nice to you. You will come in contact with people, and there's always a reason. And listen to the lessons. Listen to the lessons that you receive from anything hard that you have to go through. There is always a lesson in each one of those things. And so if you treat the breakup as a lesson, you will come out on top. And I promise you, you will find whatever you are looking for out there, and get your confidence back. You were the shiznit at one point. You will be the shiznit again. I never lost that. Sorry. I'm just joking. But get your confidence back. Get up off the couch. But if you're sitting there grieving stage, do that. But after you finish your sitting there grieving, crying, not eating stage, get up, honey. There's a lot of world to see. There's a lot of butts to sniff. Get out there. You can do it. I've told myself this. I think people think they still need to tell me that. They can, and it's fine, because I know it's all love. But I'm at that stage now where it's about me. It's about me. And, I have to share this story, since I know when I first started this channel, I was very heavily in burlesque. I subsequently had pulled myself out partially because I felt like I was getting a little older and I didn't really think I really wanted to continue to do it. And I don't know. My headspace wasn't there to be on stage. And I have to admit it, I decided partly because I was trying to respect my partner, and I felt like that maybe me being on stage in such a sensual, sexy type manner in front of other people, he might not really appreciate that. So I just kind of slowly pulled myself out of it. I had the opportunity to go to a very well done show in Durham, North Carolina, put together by one of my friends. And of course, I got bitten by the bug again, so I'm going to be back on the stage probably until September. And then September, I will probably get the axe. I'll put the axe to burlesque because I want to venture further into my job and also YouTube. So I was there and I was outside and there were a couple of people standing there. It was intermission. And there were a couple of young ladies standing next to me, and one of them recognized me, which was weird because I just never think of myself as being in people's minds for longer than a minute. So when they recognized me, it was weird because they recognized me. Then a man on the other side of them was like, "Oh my God, is that Pearl?" So it did a lot for my heart. If the people that were there see this, thank you. You renewed my faith. But in standing there, I think one of the young ladies had gone through a breakup as well. And then I, of course, mentioned mine because at that point it was right there. It was on the forefront of my brain. And one of the women looked at me and said, "So what did you learn?" And she looked at me straight in the face like that. And I'm thinking to myself, "Lady, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me like that?" But then I thought about, you know what? I need this. This is another one of those her teaching me moments. This is a learning moment right now. And I told her, I said, "You know what? I gave too hard. I loved too hard. I fell all the way up in there to the point where I lost myself in the relationship. I did things that I probably shouldn't have done. That I probably should have said, you know what? No." Or I should have been like, "I want," or "This is how this is going to be," or "No." And then if it ended, it ended. But it probably would have ended a lot further because he was that kind of person. Like things were going to be his way or the highway. I never was able to put my foot down about things. She said, she was like, "So now you know." She said, "So now you know." And I could only just stand there like gobsmacked. Like, holy crap. Yeah, now I know. I need to continue to put myself here as a priority for someone, because a person that loves you makes you a priority. And if they don't, you don't need to be in their life at all. Point blank, period. And let your voice be heard. You cannot get angry with someone for not doing something if you don't tell them what you want. Can't be mad at them. You have to allow people to hear what you want. I didn't do that. But that also comes with introspection. And think of the good times that you had with that person. Think of all of those really, really good, fun times. Sunday morning feasts, Saturday sushi, wrestling in the living room, making up songs in the morning because we don't want to go to work. All those things were things that you brought to the relationship. Those are unique things about you that, guess what? You will bring them to another relationship. I know I keep looking like this because I'm looking at the camera. Sorry. But I think I've gotten it all out. If you guys want another update on how I'm doing, My dog barking and howling in the background yet again. All of y'all. Well, this is me signing off once again. I'll be coming back with another video. I think the next video will be the self-tanner video, since it's still the summer months, still time for the pool. And I might take you guys, there is a pool party that goes on every single week in Durham, North Carolina, in downtown Durham. I think it's called the Unscripted Hotel, and they have a rooftop pool party. And when I do this self-tanner, I'm going to do the self-tanner and then probably take you guys with me to the party. Couldn't get it out because I got scared. Okay, well, that's me signing out. I hope from the bottom of my heart that I have helped someone out there going through something. People are getting broken up. Somebody just got broken up with. I felt it. And somebody else just got broken up with in Holland. Somebody just got broken up with in Africa. Oh my gosh, somebody just got broken up with in Benghazi. I don't know. Well, anyway, the name just came to my mind. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope your sunshine bubbles are completely intact. Mine is. And I will see you next time. Okay, so I thought of something. I had just walked out of the room and then I thought of something. So I was like, I've got to go back on camera and say this. There is an old wives' tale, or an old quote, or a bit of advice. I don't know where it came from, but my eyelash might fall inside of my eye because I pulled it off thinking I was done, and then I plopped it back on and it's hardly sticking on. So if you see my eyelash going into my eye, just know that I sacrificed my eyeball so that I could give you this information. And I'm a little shiny. So it's real. Okay, there is an old wives' tale or saying, and I think it goes, the way to get over a person, a way to get over a man is to get under another one. A way to get over a woman is to get on top of another one or under another one. Don't listen to that. That is the worst advice in the world. What people don't realize, and I know this is a day of, sexual freedom and people are doing whatever they want to. Okay, I get that. I respect that. Do your thing. But at the same time, when you're going through a moment right now where you're so fragile, mentally, you're so fragile, you can end up carrying that energy. And I know I'm sounding like I'm all about crystals and stuff, but you may have in your mind that you're just doing this to get it out of your system, right? But you never know. There's something called the human factor. Humans are built so complicated. Our brains are wired and our circuitry is so complicated that you don't know that other person might be in a spot in their life where they're ready for someone and you're not. So, and you're just doing this as a bodily function and they're not. Or you could be in a place where you're so fragile that you may look at that as your next relationship, boom, and they're not. So don't do that. If it takes a moment, it's okay to be alone. You might need that time to explore yourself, to figure out the things that you might need or want as a human being sexually. And I do mean that in every sense of the word. So take this time. It's actually a blessing in disguise for you to have this time to explore yourself, your wants, your needs, learning how to be more vocal about your wants and your needs. So do not listen to that advice. I hate anybody ever said that. It's getting over somebody, it's getting under another person. It's the worst. Don't do that. Don't rush into a physical relationship with somebody else before you know exactly what you want out of life, out of another person, and for yourself. Okay? And now I'm done. And the video's over. And goodbye. Peace.